Hello and welcome. On today's video, we are playing episode, well actually this is part 26 of our Nightingale Let's Play, and while you guys were gone, I have been very busy at work. I actually went into a vault to farm up a little bit of purple essence or tier 4 essence. Part of the reason was that I wanted to be able to unlock the Ascended realms. So I have unlocked the, let's see, let me show you. It's Ascended Antiquarian Desert Forest and Swamp realms, Ascended Gloom realms, and Ascended Herbarium realms. I felt like I really needed these just to farm up certain materials and things like that. I did a little bit of farming, went into a couple of these realms, farmed up a bunch. And we even got some new materials that we haven't seen yet or haven't used yet. One example of this would be the Spirus Obsidian. I don't think we've had that before. And there was another one that is the... let's see if I can find it. So the tier 5 Enidia? I can't say it. Whatever this is, okay, I found this in a Herbarium realm. I believe it was the... Actually, let me check what portal I have open right now. Herbarium Swamp realm, I think. I found it, and I was just like, oh, well, that's neat. So, I don't remember if it was that or if it was like another swamp realm, but I know you can find this, I'm pretty sure, also in the... one place that had the corrupted trees, whatever realm that was in the very beginning that we first started. The one before Welkin's Reach. Its name escapes me right now, but when we went to that specific place, we found, I know there was a spot on that map that has this stuff, but let me see if I can find it. Sylvan's Cradle, that's what it was. So I'm thinking about heading back to Sylvan's Cradle and trying to acquire some of that later on. I could also go to places like, where was it? Not Wilkins Reach, Magwitch Marshes. Because Magwitch Marshes also had some materials that are kind of rare. And I think I have a basic idea of where it is, if I remember correctly, on the map. So it's just certain things like that I've been kind of working with. I also made myself a Mystic shotgun. I don't remember if I had any firearms last time I shared with you guys, but basically the right-hand side gear I have on here, sorry, I shouldn't say right-hand side, but the clothing gear I have on is exactly the same from last time. But for other kinds of weapons, I also made a Mystic hunting knife. I eventually made that. I don't remember if I don't think oh, I did make the fishing rod. So I made the fishing rod. So we can go fishing in Nightingale City if we really want to. But yeah, I decided to go with the Mystic revolver with a charm of ammunition and a Mystic shotgun with a charm of rage. I figured I'd use these and, you know, hopefully that'll help us in our endeavors. But yeah, looking good so far. I also needed some more tier 3 essence because I needed to remake one of the infusions because I used one for like my gear set or for one of my weapons, I think. So let's see, we have a movement speed one, we have a maleficium resistance one, and we need a durability one. Okay, so it looks like we do have them. So now all I have to do is go over to Nightingale. Well, actually, technically the watch. So let's go to the watch first. But before we go, I'm just going to quickly, there is one other thing I did want to mention. I did make some hunger potions because we do need more. I do need more hunger potions in general, just to kind of keep myself full. I also made some more health potions, this time the great health potions, and then I equipped the lesser potions onto my helper. So yeah, we're gonna head over to the watch, but before I do that, I want to make sure, because Puck kept trying to bug me and talk to me, and I kept avoiding him because I didn't want to have that dialogue off camera. So here we go. We're gonna talk to him, see what he says.
Among the summer court, there is no want of fresh merriment for our human guests. Mushroom glazed in dulcet lapis, boojum roast-topped set with evergold. With such a taste for finery, I imagined your kind would rejoice, preparing nonpareil dishes with the fare that now surrounds thee. It seems, however, thou wouldst prefer to sup on the same sordid morsels, meal after meal. I suppose we must be glad the rest of the summer fae are not around to witness such bland tastes.
Yeah, so, I may have been eating a lot of the same foods. I don't know exactly what triggers that voice line, but I want to say that if you eat, like, a lot of the same foods over and over again, he comes out and kind of, like, judges you. So, there we go. I'm gonna actually quickly grab, I did want to make another hunger potion, so the great hunger potions, what do we have here? Let me make like 64 of these. It would have been nice that I had the alchemy card active for this, but because it's only hunger potions, I'm not worried about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have that cooking. I'm gonna get my rest in. I'm gonna grab that, and then we're gonna head over to the watch. Alright, let's head over to the watch. All right, and we are back at the watch. Now let's go turn in that quest. Now I know it's been a while since I've been in here, so really quick before I go turn on that quest, I want to make sure I don't forget something. I'm gonna talk to Bernice here, and I'm gonna quickly point out what exactly I unlocked. So I actually unlocked, so remember the Ascended Realms? This is where I unlocked them. You can talk to Bernice, and underneath the realm cards major, you can find them. So just quickly want to let you guys know where I did that, just in case any of you guys are kind of like new to the game and stuff like that. Because if I can, you know, make it easier for you guys to navigate things, then, you know, it's a win. All right, we're gonna approach the Pale Suppression device. Oh, wonderful! Those infusions look exactly as the diagrams. I only hope they weren't too bothersome to acquire. I've carved a space in the engine for them. Please place them carefully. Attach the infusions to the machinery. I can scarcely believe it. Fascinating. Truly fascinating. Can you hear that? The speed at which the pistons are moving is simply unnatural, and yet the friction doesn't seem to damage the metal. And yes, the pale dissipating into nothingness. I could stare at it forever. Except I must begin preparations. The transept, we can now use it. Quatermain would like to... Oh, Quatermain! Please send word to Quatermain. My crew and I will see to the transept. It will be open at once. I will see Quatermain. Oh, and Realmwalker, thank you. Truly, for everything. Alright, so let's talk to Quatermain, let him know what's going on. Yes? I see there are questions nipping at your mind. Agatha and I have secured travel to the interrealmic void. What? Ha! Your face betrayed the good news. But I wasn't prepared to hear the matters was so keenly put to bed. I don't know if Nellie's tenacity rubbed off on you, or if it was this shared quality that brought you together, but I see a lot of her spirit in you. Alas, with one solution in hand, another predicament arises. We all knew the times would call for sacrifices, but nothing could have prepared me to send my wards into the void itself. I suppose I ought to volunteer. I'm no fool to believe deliverance will arrive in the bleeding hands of a martyr, but take it from me, a former card-carrying individualistic bastard, that only hope for more tomorrows is stepping into the vast night ahead, hand in hand. You and I are no more special than any of the brave Realmwalkers who will fight for our future. We all have our roles to play, but our calling won't come in large, rounded letters affixed to our foreheads. Only you can decipher your spirit and measure your resolve. I'll send word that the gate to the transept shall be open to all Realmwalkers who dare volunteer to brave the interrealmic space. Neither destiny nor conscription can save us, but purpose and courage will. I need time to reflect. Turn in. I would expect nothing less. Running from one tragedy to the next, choice and obligation become blurred. The actions you take next should come from you and the place you wish for yourself in these strange new times. Now go. And as our edict asserts, Ducet nos amore ignoti. Ignoti. Wow, I can't. Sorry, I'm not good with my Italian. Or is that Latin? I'm not sure. May the love of the unknown guide us. I'll keep that in mind. Alright, let's go. So now we have to venture into the interrealmic space. So, alright, let's head over. Alright, let's go up the stairs. We ran through. And we're gonna go right through this portal. All right. We're in the Pale. Now we have to acquire the collocated lotus. Ow, that kind of stings. Oh my god. Might have to drink some potions or something. Alright, let's talk to Puck.
I did indeed choose my vassal deftly. The flown nightingale is at last yours to catch. But recall you the terms of our bargain. Let not that sword of Damocles worry thee overlong. The time for reciprocity is close at hand. I am barred from setting foot upon the city's hallowed ground, yet I shall e'er be watchful. The fate of much rests upon your mortal shoulders.
Alright, see you later. That's not ominous at all. Alright, we are back at the watch. Let's talk to Alan Quatermain. Yes, I see there are questions nipping at your mind. I have retrieved the collocated locus. Lotus, not locust, oh my god. Then you have braved the void between realms, delved into nothingness, and returned to tell the tale. It's not novel for me to entrust my apprentices with perilous charges, but it had been a while since the waiting left me so apprehensive. Even as you stand before me with rosy cheeks and all your limbs in the right places, I can't help but look for a sign that something is amiss. I have yet to be struck by lightning or plagued by locusts. You humble me, Realm Walker. The world has asked so much of you in so little time, yet you face each struggle with dignity and grace. Since the calamity, countless have looked to me for counsel and comfort, for a savior. Even as my tongue soured at the precept, I made my commitment to the Watch paramount and strove to forge a haven for humanity. I have accomplished much, but now I see it wasn't enough. It could never be enough. They looked for heroes and fame and laurels, but you carved your destiny out of the sheer stubbornness to survive, and your resolve inspired so many more to follow in stride. You're the one who rose to become our true leader, and thus the honor of leading us back home belongs to you. It's about time. I impart you the means of traveling to Nightingale. Lean on the support of your fellow survivors to build the transit portal and place the collocated lotus to light the way forward. Won't you come with me? In time, myself and the people of the Watch will follow you, but when dealing with a gateway between realms and Earth, an excess of caution is advisable. The lotus will ensure this new transept leads to Nightingale, but we can't determine where within the city. Take your most trusted companions and pave the way. Once the old transepts are secure, the rest of humanity shall follow. I'll stay here. I'll tend to my duties to the watch and its residents. When the time comes, I'll be grateful and pleased to follow your lead, my friend. Until then, I'm not gonna say those words. I can't say it. Alright, I've already butchered it once. Cool. So we have the Nightingale City card. Awesome. So now that we got this card, we're going to build a transit portal. So we're going to go back to Respite, actually. And I don't know if we've gotten some items from quest turn-ins. I want to put them away if we have. And we're going to build our transit portal. It's going to take a little bit of supplies, so I might have to see what I do and do not have in my inventory. But either way, we're going to make our way back to Nightingale City. So super exciting. This is basically, you know, Nightingale City is like the, you know, thing that people have been waiting for since the game came out. You know, this was like, you know, the big thing, you know, the big, you know, area that we're supposed to get that has all these things, and you know, we've been working toward Nightingale City. And I mean, the game is like the game is literally called Nightingale, you know, like for a reason. So it's super exciting to finally be able to do this. I'm glad that I'm able to do this on a Let's Play, and honestly, this is like super exciting. So yeah, looks like I only got some potions, so I'm gonna put these stamina potions away. I'm not gonna worry about that just yet. We're gonna build our transept outside though, because we need a big old space. Now you're probably wondering, why do we need a big old space, right? Well, you see, we're gonna need a structure that is enough to hold this thing, because it's actually pretty big. So I'm gonna make my little platform here, and we're going to actually, I'll leave that alone, and I think I am gonna build another platform going this way. We're gonna put the lumber and bricks in there. So we're gonna put some, where's the lumber? Let's put some of these. We'll put some bricks in there. I might have bricks. Thought I had bricks. Yeah, we do. There we go. Gonna let that build itself. My helper's in the way. There we go. Alright, now let's build that portal. So I'm actually gonna go into the progress tab, and I'm gonna click on, well actually, I'm gonna check out this tab first, because we need to unlock the collocated lotus. We already have one since we just got one, but now we can craft it. By the way, it costs 3 synchronous lotuses, 5 middle ingots, and 5 focal shards, so that's one thing to keep in mind. And then of course we're going to make our transit portal. So that portal, we're going to go to magical structures, transit portal, and look how big this thing is. It's like huge, right? So we might need a little bit bigger of a platform here, so I think I am going to actually hold on, let me get out of this crouching. I think I am gonna make it a little bit bigger anyway. I wasn't going to at first, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, might need a little bit more than that. There we go. So I'm gonna put this portal down. I'm hoping to get this thing to like, there we go, a decent height. So maybe like right here-ish. I think that'll be fine. And then we're going to start putting stuff in. So the collocated lotus can go in first. Then we have some focal shards. I haven't made any, so I'm going to have to make those. We're also going to need etched ingots and gilded lumber. So I do have some gilded lumber. Let's make the etched ingots out of tin, and then we're going to need like 20 focal shards. Yeah, 40 etched ingots, and then a bunch of focal shards. So I'm going to make some etched ingots. All right. And now, I'm gonna make, actually, let's submit the focal shards. Back up. There we go. I guess I had enough and I just didn't realize it. Oh, that was so funny. Like, that person just ran right through the wall. What the heck? That was so weird. Alright, we're gonna open a path to Nightingale City. I'm gonna choose Explorer and we're gonna open Portal. In the meantime, I'm also going to check, let's see. What charm do I have on here? Charm of the Wind. I don't think I can make Charm of the Raven yet. Let me see. Because I do need Charm of the Raven, but I'm not sure if... I don't think I can unlock it here. I think that might be something at the watch that I have to unlock. It looks like oh, it might be over here. Undiscovered skills, maybe something in there. Either way, we're gonna want one, eventually, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now, though it would be nice to have already. I have to go out of my way to do it, so I'm just not gonna do that right now. Anyway, let's go right into Nightingale City. We're gonna quickly check our... Ooh, see, good thing I checked my inventory, because I had it full of all this random stuff I just made. That could have been bad. So we gotta make sure we put our stuff away. We're gonna put this in here. We're gonna put the inks with the potion and magic. Alright. Oh, our helper, we need to make sure... Oh, their inventory's full. See, this is what I'm talking about. You gotta check all your inventory before you go anywhere. And, yeah, that's my fault because I collected a bunch of wood, while you guys were gone. That was, farming. That's okay. Gonna let that do its thing, and then, of course, we're gonna put all these other materials back. So this is gonna go in there. That is cobalt, by the way. Oh, and by the way, the other new material I forgot about that I made was this. This is well, actually I made titanium. Actually, I don't think that was new. There was something else that I made. No basalt mist. I don't think that was it either. Maybe my memory's like out the window or something, but I could have sworn that I made something else that was like somewhat new. Not that. Maybe it was this. Maybe it was Anidia, or however pronounce that. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, maybe it was that. It's coming back to me now. Anyway, that's irrelevant. We're gonna put this away. We're gonna put all of our meats and stuff away. Okay, and then now I'm gonna grab a peeps box. I don't have any. Okay, so I'm gonna have to build one. I don't want to disassemble the one that I have, so we'll just take care of it like this. And now we have plenty of etched ingots. Make sure it's empty. Grab that. Alright, let's head over. Alright, we have reached Nightingale City. Okay. Now let's talk to Ada Lovelace. You will remain precisely where you stand, not a step closer. I'm Lady Lovelace, Director of Operations for the Calcularia, and unfortunate wrangler of this blighted carnival we still call a city. I monitor our every energy fluctuation, and for months, our only visitors have been Oizy's wretched minions. But you are neither bound nor automaton. So what are you? I'm a friend of Quatermain. Ah, so Quatermain sends his saviors at last. But where is the man himself, or the rest of the cavalry? Unless... Ah, this is no rescue, is it? Of course not. If you came to Nightingale seeking salvation, you'd best turn your heels. There is none to be found here. What do you mean, Oizy's minions? What has afflicted the city? For millennia, Nightingale has been safeguarded from Fey intervention. The city no Fey may tread, we claimed with pride, but in our most vulnerable hour, the Queen of Hearts pounced. Oasis is powerless against the seal that protects us, but her minions are no Fey. While the Pale blocks our borders, her army strikes from within, emerging from the transepts. They offer no reason, no demands, only sheer mindless mayhem, and with each passing day, hope is perverted into despair. Without hope, there is no magic to sustain our seal, and when the city's grounds are no longer hollowed, Oasis will be free to come and go as she pleases. How can we put a stop to Oasis' terror? Curie and the others waste time attempting to administer a city when they ought to be fighting a war. Morals are a luxury we cannot afford, for our enemy knows not the meaning of the word. Nothing matters but the transept's closure. The one in Mordig Fen has been inactive for months, but the other three continue to flood our streets with the bound. Yet I hear Curie disobeys my orders to work on the pylons and bicker with Throckmorton. You have established a connection from the realms to Earth without a reliable network, all while the threat of the Pale loomed over you. You must go to Curie with your knowledge, steer her efforts toward the transepts, and once that is done, then she may attend to the pylons. I shall look for Curie. Godspeed, Realmwalker. May your arrival herald the turning of the tide rather than our descent into the abyss. Woohoo! Let's go! Really quick before we go, haha, I know, you're probably thinking, what is she thinking? There's a book right here you can actually interact with, so you can read the history of Nightingale. So pause if you need to. There you go. Alright, I thought I'd point that out. I think it's the only book in this area that exists to my, at least to my recollection. I could be wrong, but I think it's the only book we have to worry about. Anyway, yeah, Nightingale City's not very nice looking. It's kind of a mess. What we do have, though, is the need for long-range attacks, so I'm going to be very careful and try not to fall from the sky like a dummy. I think I'm actually going to switch my longbow to my second key so that whenever I hit 4, I'm not going to fall to my death or something, just out of habit, so wish me luck, fam. Oh, he's immune. I think I didn't. Oh, how kind of him. The exploding stuff has what the, huh? He just died. That was so weird. Okay, well, I guess we'll take that. I guess I'll take that as a win. Oh, I missed. Oh, that sucks. There's a guy up there who's throwing stuff at me. I'm gonna try and avoid it. Had to block that. Damn, that hurts. That hurts a lot, actually. Yeah, so this is not going to be an easy run. It looks like I'm already losing a ton of health even at even when I'm, you know, in somewhat control of the situation. So yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Also, those barrels explode, so that might be fun to mess with. Let me just reload real quick. Okay. That's dead. That's dead. That's dead. That guy up there is too far. I can't reach that other guy. He's dead. Alright, let's collect all this stuff. I need to get up there. Oh shit. I missed. I keep missing this guy. There it is. I don't know why I had such a hard time hitting him. There's another guy up there. Ooh. I had to kill him first or he would just explode on me. Alright, we gotta get these guys out of here. Whoa. There's one of those bombardier guys up there that's causing problems for me. I'm gonna try not to stand next to anything that explodes, but he's all the way up there. Can't see him, but I can do damage to him. No, we're not doing that. Not exactly sure what I was tethered to there, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I'm out of the view of the... Ooh. That is not good. I might get shot. Yep. Damn. Okay, no, we're not doing that. This is really chaotic, as you can probably imagine. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. Oh, shit. I'm too far to... Oh! Too many of these guys are doing a ton of damage to me. Where is this guy? This is gonna be really hard to deal with. There's another guy over here. I don't know where that other bombardier is. Oh, there he is. These two drive me nuts. Now you're probably wondering, where am I going, right? Well, I'm actually headed this way, so I'm gonna mark that on the map so I don't get lost. There's a lot to get lost over here. There's also a bunch of quests and stuff. Ooh. We're not gonna do that. Oh, that's lovely. Snipers everywhere. You know, it's funny because this city looks so different when you have nicer graphics on, man. I'm telling you, it looks so different. The lighting is so nice. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Oh. No. Oh, crap. Trying to kill that thing without it shooting fire at me. It's very... Oh my god. That bombardier is super far away too. I'm just getting whacked. I can hear that one behind me too. Very tough to deal with that. Okay, continuing. I'm not even gonna bother trying to go after that guy. He's so far away. Okay. These guys probably need my help, but I'll help them after I do this. Gotta talk to Kiri first. I also just realized I haven't consumed any food. That's kind of silly of me, huh? Alright, let's talk to Kiri. You have the crazed eyes of someone lost to the wilds and stink of the Fae clinging to your clothes. I'm Maria Slodowska Curie of the Calcularia, though the resolve in your stride suggests you already knew that. See, if I had just returned from the realms, I'd likely seek a bakery, perhaps a tea house, but a chemist? What an odd choice of your part, on your part. Lady Lovelace sent me to assist with the transept. Ah, I had been dreading the day the Countess herself would descend upon us and berate me for unanswered telegrams. Lucky for me, you are not quite as intimidating. Despite Lady Lovelace's objections, we have opted to barricade the calcularium. The bound inside feed on despair, and Nightingale has laid out a banquet for them to guzzle and gorge. Until we are confident a rampant brute will not tear through the city, we cannot in good faith open these doors. What if I could stabilize the transept? Lovelace believes my knowledge can be useful. You are a daring stranger who carved a bridge from the Feywilds and sliced your way through the bound to reach my doorstep. Of course, I welcome your help. If I seemed contrarian, I apologize. My disagreements with Lady Lovelace must not taint our collaboration any further. Now, tell me your story, Realm Walker. How did you leap between the worlds in these strange, pale-infested times? I retrieved a collocated lotus from the void itself. Agatha Harris's research made it possible. Agatha! Ah, my dear colleague. We worked together on the pylons. Fellow chemists in the trenches, she and I. When the pale crept closer, I knew we couldn't both stay, so I urged her to flee to the realms. What a joy to know she lives. I can only hope her road was less fraught than mine. May I see her work? By all means, share your guidebook. I had a similar hypothesis, but she's not accounting for... Oh, like a telegraph. Brilliant. But what of... No, not in an earthly atmosphere, but perhaps... Yes, of course. This is good. Very good. We cannot replicate the machine to the letter, but if we reconfigure the stabilizer's difference engine, I believe we can instead establish direct communication with the pylons. I shall brief our mathematicians and begin work with the chemical solution at once. Nevertheless, someone must enter the calcularium to manually jumpstart the stabilizer, and I stand by my words. I will not open these doors until we weaken the beasts inside. How can we weaken the bound? If the creatures feed on despair, then we must let them starve. While I work on the stabilizer, you must search the city for ways to ease its suffering. Any spark of hope we can kindle will weaken the beast's hold. If you will indulge me, I have awaited word from my friend Granville Woods for some time, and I fear of his fate. Someone in the NTTC headquarters might know if he is in need of aid. I'll start there. Thank you, ever so. It has been far too long since I met this sanguine about our prospects. Alright, here we go. So, first we have here a teacup. This is the first golden teacup we find in the game. You can pick it up, right? And there's 5 of them. Throughout our gameplay, I guess I could kind of talk about that a little bit and just kind of like show you locations of stuff. There's also statues and phonographs. I think they're called phonograph cylinders or something like that. But yeah, I'm not... That's not the main focus of our run, but if I run across them, I will point them out. So here is the Treasury Eminent card. We're going to play this card right away. We technically could have played it the moment we got here, but I figured I'd use it now since we're about to encounter a bunch of enemies. Alright, so we're going to eat our food, make sure that we are ready to go. And we're going to start off by helping... you know what, let's help these people here with their little defense mission. So we'll do this first. So let's talk to them. Okay, I'll fight with you, da-da-da. Alright, cool. So now it's a siege mission. So we're gonna stay here. As long as one of these survives, we don't fail the siege mission. At least I don't think so. So I'm gonna use my item here. Well, I shouldn't say item. I'm gonna use my spell that I have. I think I have all of my bullets. Yes, I do. Okay. So if anyone gets close enough... What is going on here? Why is this losing health? Okay. Just gonna eat up all this. Keep them all at bay. Watching for intruders. We have a couple over here. Alright. Gonna reload real quick. It's interesting watching me use a totally different weapon, isn't it? I know it's interesting for me because I'm usually using my axe for everything, but you know, the fact that you can keep the spell up while... Oh. The fact that you can keep the spell up now is, well, when you switch weapons, that is. That's really nice. So, it didn't used to be like that. Oh, they're just dying. I don't even need to do anything. It didn't used to be that way, but now that it is, it's great. Also, all this essence is excellent for me, so gotta take full advantage of that. Uh-oh. There we go. Keep an eye out. We are in the middle of wave 2. Okay. Yeah, you can check that thing out just to know what wave you're on. Okay, we're having problems here. We should be okay now. Hopefully. Yeah, this last wave is... Ooh, this guy got pretty close without me seeing him. The nice thing about life drain is that you don't even have to like hit the target. You can just stand in the area of effect, I guess, and it's usually enough. All right, looks like we succeeded. Let's get our prize here. All right. Lots and lots of stuff. Very nice. We got quite a few goodies from that. I'm gonna extract this wood though, because that's not gonna be useful. Alright, let's head down. Looks like there's some essence over there as well. We're gonna reload our revolver here. I'm gonna try and take out... Yeah, there's a sniper right there. It's funny how he knows I'm there. Like, it's like he has a detection or something that lets him know that I'm here. Like, it's kind of weird. I'm just kind of running toward everything and around everything. Trying to figure out where the stuff is happening, but either way, we're gonna have to find the one guy. Oh. What the heck? All right. Oh, there's a big guy over here. Gotta take him out too. Oh my god. Where is that even coming from? I've not figured out where that one bombardier is attacking me from, but he's getting me every time. Super annoying. I think he's up here somewhere. I can't see him. He can't reach me if I'm here. So I'm just going to, actually. Oh, come on. Crap. I can't hide from them now. There we go. I'm gonna run this way. Something is attacking me. It's up there. I see him. He's up here somewhere. I probably get vision on him if I'm up here. These guys are just snipers. Doesn't matter. Where's that other guy? That's the real question. Oh, I see him. He's in the distance there. There's a few of them actually. I have to be careful. can't reach them. What about this guy? I didn't get him, huh? Alright. I'm trying to think what else we got. We have one guy who's just chilling up here. I need to get him. It's too far. There's one guy launching stuff from over here. This is probably the guy who's been giving me trouble this whole time, honestly. Alright, now we've dealt with that. Okay, so, I think I'm gonna do... So I could do a few different things here. Like I could go and start doing missions and all of that, right? If I go over to the NTTC headquarters, I could go over here and then there's gonna be like a quest to like save a guy here. Which was that extra guy that what's her name mentioned? I forgot her name. Yeah, but helping people actually is it this one? Well, you know what? Let's travel to the NTTC headquarters first. That'll be like the first thing we do. And then after that, I think that'll be when I probably log out once we clear that area. I don't know. It's kind of like a whole thing on its own. But I think just running through Nightingale City and just like taking out these random guys is kind of working out nicely for us. So I think I'm just going to continue doing that, and we'll be fine. Oh, what a bitch. Okay. We need to get out of here. This is not gonna work. I'm just taking him out as best as I can. It's okay if we don't pick up all the essence. There's gonna be so much essence in this area that it really doesn't matter. Trying to get out of here without getting shot down. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. We lucked out. Damn. I can't reach him. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to run this way. Let's just run past, it's fine. Getting aggroed by everything anyway. Alright, we're at the headquarters. Now we have to deal with these hearts. Okay. That sucks. I couldn't get that off before he rammed me. Those guys just straight up threw themselves at me. This is just a random straggler. I don't have enough time to reload. Alright, let's get this out of here. What the? There's a guy out here. Hold on. Let's take him out too. His legs are like in the ground. That's kind of weird. Sir, are you okay? I don't think you are. Alright. Let's continue. Look at the shenanigans. Just gonna run through, take everything out. I've ran this a few times, and honestly, it's probably faster for me to just kill as many enemies as I see, instead of running around and trying to get these platforms down. Which, I mean, is nice, but... No, no, we're not doing that. Oh, he blinded me. I don't need to see you to be able to hurt you, though. There we go. That's the nice thing about Life Drain. You don't need to aim for that. I don't see anything down there. Oh, here we go. It's not a heart in here, is there? I don't think so. Something going on over here. It was upstairs, though. Not sure about that. No, we're not doing that. This is what I'm talking about with the capture the flag kind of stuff going on here. We'll clear this out in no time. Gonna reload. There might be a chest in this room here, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. There's a heart upstairs, I think. Here's the chest. We're gonna have to attack these guys. Ow. We need to find the other heart that's chilling over here somewhere. Oh, I'm out of ammo? I'm out of arrows. Okay, well, that's not good. That is really not good. I might need to make myself a rifle at some point. Kind of keeping an eye out for everything. Check in here real quick. Pop our head in, look around. Make sure there's nothing up here. I think I saw something run this way. Sorry about that, guys. I had to get the door real quick and I forgot to unmute myself when I came back, so sorry about that. Here we go. By the way, this is another thing we can read. Pause if you need to. Okay. Alright, now that we've unlocked this mess, we can run straight through. This is like a nice little, kind of like a gallery, I'd say, or something. It's kind of like a museum. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk to Nicholas Throckmorton. I cannot quite say what I had envisioned, but it was certainly not whatever it is that you are. But do forgive me. That was most unbecoming. Rest assured, yours is a blessed sight. However eccentric it may be. And yet I find myself at a loss. The pest swarmed us before we could so much as scream, let alone send a telegram. Who, pray, sent you to our aid? I'm here at Curie's behest. Last I heard, Monsieur Pierre remained on the wrong side of the pale, but surely you do not mean Madame Curie. Although I grant she may yet concern herself with others in this building. I am Nicholas Throckmorton, overseer of the North Transept Trading Company's research wing. In the time of the company and all whose lives you saved today, you have my deepest gratitude. I'll take my leave. All right. I don't have any questions for him. I mean, you could have a whole conversation with him, ask him what he does, ask him about the NTTC and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that right now. Not really that important to what we're doing. So there you go. There's another book here you can read. History of Nightingale. Pause if you need to. Okay. We're going to continue. I'm gonna run through here. There's a bunch of like essence thingies, so I'm gonna get all these bundles of essence. Oh, I think that's all of them, right? Okay. Oh, and there is this phonograph cylinder here. So that's a location of one of them. For some reason, the cylinders and the statues that you can find throughout Nightingale City, I think you can't find them all. I think they just don't spawn or something. Or it could be that they're like part of other areas that we haven't unlocked yet, which I mean is a theory, but I'm not entirely sure. We don't have anything to really prove that, I guess. Anyway, I'm just wrecking this place. What am I doing? And why did I just run sideways up the stairs? There we go. So let me just grab, we're gonna use that, gonna use that. We can also read this letter. So there we go. Make sure to read that. Pause and read if you have to. Okay. There is one last statue I didn't interact with. It's this one, I think. I'm missing one? Really? Oh. It's that one. Silly me. Alright. I've gotten all the essence I want from here. Now this room is open. There's a synchronous lotus, sorry, there's a peeps box here. Peeps box that's unbuilt. I wouldn't interact with this thing unless you have a reason to, for the most part. You can loot this area though, which is nice. You can take all the stuff that it has to offer. Take all the things, like I am right now. And then we're gonna head downstairs to this basement. And of course we have a Hope Echo. So this is one of the many Hope Echoes throughout Nightingale City. I think there's 5 of them in total, and you can find them throughout the different areas. But yeah, the first one is here in the NTTC, at least from what I can remember. We have different charms and stuff in these boxes, so we make sure we get the stuff out of the chests. Looks like we have Titan's fingernail ingot, which is kind of nice. We got more Titan's fingernail. I don't know what's going on with the Titan's fingernail, but there's a lot of it here in Nightingale City, though. I've noticed in a lot of these chests. So that's kind of cool. There's also a lot of pie, which is kind of nice too. And then of course we acquire riches, and by acquiring these riches, we have now gotten 10 Nightingale Sovereigns, so that's kind of cool. I don't know where my helper went though. Kind of looking for them. Where'd you go? I have no idea where they... Oh, I was gonna say, where'd they go? Anyway, let me build an actual peeps box that I'm gonna use here. Let's put our... Well, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna head straight, actually, back to, Respite. That's probably something better I should do right now. So, yeah, the next time we go back to Nightingale City, we're gonna have a lot of stuff we have to do. I think, we're gonna do some of the questing. I'm gonna try and clear out every single thing individually, because if you clear it out before you fight the boss on the map, you do get the rewards, but if you fight the boss on the map, some of these don't spawn enemies, so you don't get rewards, and I kind of don't want to miss out on rewards for, like, no reason, so... I figured I'd do every single one just so you guys can kind of have an idea of where everything is, because some of these houses that you go through are a little bit convoluted in their setup at first, but once you run through the city a few times, it starts to make sense. And of course the snipers on the roofs and stuff, they don't leave you alone even if you're inside a building. They will try and go after you if they see you go, like, run into a building, or if they see you through a window or something, so... it's definitely a very different environment. All right, and we are back. We're gonna put our potions and magic away. We're gonna put our tools and ammunition away. I'm actually going to put the hunting knife away. I don't feel like I need that over in Nightingale City at all, to be honest with you. And I am gonna put this pie in there. Make sure we empty out most of our inventory. There's gonna be some new materials that we haven't collected before, so we gotta make sure to account for that. I'm gonna take this out. We're gonna put Titan's fingernail in there. We're also gonna grab any like tier 1 stuff we're gonna grab out of this box. Except for maybe the carved stone, we can leave that in there for now. put a bombardier action in there. The tier 4 bombardier action, that's really, really nice. So eventually when I do make my masterwork weapons, now the masterwork weapons are like the late game weapons. Once I do make those, I'm probably going to end up using maybe not a bombardier, but we'll see how everything kind of plays out. It depends on how many of those I actually acquire, but you know, that's besides the point. But there's lots of different materials and stuff we can work with, so that's like the main focus right now. It's just making sure we organize our stuff, and then I'm gonna put all this other stuff in here for spillover. So anything that's like tier 1 that I don't have to worry about will go in there. As far as potions go, the purity potion can go in here. We still have a bunch of spells and stuff in here that can be used, but a lot of it is stuff that I just don't really care for. I also don't think we have a Charm of the Raven laying around either, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it's one of these blue ones, but I could be wrong. Either way, if we look at our inventory, we also have some tier 4 essence now. We have a bunch of tier 4 essence. We have some tier 3 as well. So if I want to go in and start unlocking stuff like these, some of these charms and stuff, I definitely can. But yeah, that's kind of like a project for another day, really. But yeah, I can go back and do that. I might farm that on my own while I'm not recording, but we'll see. And then, of course, the tier 4 essence is going to be great to use in the watch. So I want to make sure that I collect everything. I'm also going to make sure my helper here, that their inventory is empty. Got to keep that potion equipped. We're also going to place down a bunch of peeps boxes, but I'm actually going to place them like right here. Part of the reason is that I want to be able to have them kind of on hand. And the other part of the reason is just I don't really want to forget that I have those, so there you go. It's good to keep a bunch of these built. Later on, we're going to be making fabled charms, and those are going to require a bunch of synchronous lotuses. I think the best way to farm synchronous lotuses would be through the vaults, to be honest with you. At least in my opinion, because pretty much I think by the time I'm done with like running through a vault, I probably have acquired like maybe, I want to say 4 or 5 lotuses. So something to think about, something to keep in mind. And of course, I'm just going to continue putting stuff away here. Okay, so now that that's done, we're gonna take the last remnants of stuff that I've collected, also put those away. And yeah, so that's pretty much all we're at, or all we've gotten for next time. So next time before we go, I'm gonna of course pick up a peeps box, head over, and we're gonna continue our journey. Now I do think it might make sense for me to potentially make a I'd say maybe a rifle at this point. Maybe instead of a lever action, maybe a bolt action rifle. So I think a bolt action rifle might be good. So I think I'm gonna mark that. And that'll be something else that I make maybe off I shouldn't say stream, because I almost say stream every time, but it's not stream. I'll probably make it off the video, and you know, I'll probably craft one of those as well, and that might actually replace my longbow, because remember my longbow, you know, I'm out of implosion arrows and I kind of don't want to make more. So I do have a ton of rifle cartridges just kind of laying around that I haven't used yet, and I kind of want to just use them. So that might be the move there, so I'm gonna put that away. But yeah, that is basically what we're dealing with. Basically, you know, the gist of it. That was a nice little kind of entry into Nightingale City. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Anyway, if you haven't already, please leave a like, share, subscribe, and as always, Sholo out.